Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Big Will, and this is Pins and Wins Podcast.
Wait,
What?
wrong show.
What? We were going to do Pins and Wins.
This is Pins and Wins.
Your other show.
Wait a minute, isn't this Jake? We're not doing JK's either? And besides, you're not Big Will. I'm Big Will. And you are?
JDubbs.
And this is... Wait a minute.
Wait.
Oh
my...
It's wrong day of the week.
You know what? It's because of all the brand new merch we got in today. Look at the shirt. Fitted hat.
The new cup for the Monsters of the Midway juice. He's got... I don't drink coffee, so...
It's not coffee on this show.
Sherry from the Three Crazy Bees t-shirt company. Amazing work.
Excellent. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, mugs.
And, of course, my hat. But let's get this right. Let's try it again. All right.
Put your pants back.
I've still got the pants. What are you talking about? All right. I am Big Will.
I am JDubbs.
And we are the Bears Broz Podcast. All right. So on this episode, now that the full schedule has been released, we're going to give our schedule prediction. But along with that, we're going to get name who we think is going to be our breakout star of the season, both offense and defense, and which player has the most or coach that has the most pressure.
Absolutely.
So, obviously, the schedule, no matter what the league said, is finally out there. And we got all the primetime games. Oh, excuse me.
I wasn't going to say nothing.
I mentioned it, but, I have to.
I wasn't going to say nothing. This is why you pee the bed at night. You know that. So
that used to be a problem.
I know.
Gosh,
but you know what?
You got to tell everybody.
For Christmas, I'm going to buy you one of those blankets that when the little pee hits, it goes ding, 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 ding.
Or we can be like when a swimming pool changes colors.
Totally.
All right. So
that much at night, but anyway.
Oh, before we get started, is it going to be weird for you now that he's announced this is his last season?
Nope.
For all of you that don't know, His Ass Holiness Aaron Rodgers finally announced that 2026 will be his last season. Whether that happens, he might pull another Brett Favre since he likes to do that. But he's saying 2026, he's done.
Hall of Fame career. Anybody who's been in the league 20-some years puts up the stats that he has.
Well, in the regular season.
Just I just hope he doesn't do a
Brett Favre.
No, I just hope he doesn't do like a last hurrah and everybody's. He does deserve that. You got to give him credit. He's Hall of Fame, 4 MVPs, 1 Super Bowl. If he gets a standing ovation at every stadium he goes to, so be it. And if for some odd reason he walks off into the sunset, then so be it. It is what it is. It is what
the Packers definitely should retire his number.
Definitely.
Like what you stated last week of the fact that you can have somebody as a rival and respect their game. I've said it numerous times. I hate Aaron Rodgers with the strength of the 7 sons, but I can recognize he was one hell of a quarterback, and he torched our team. There was a reason why he owned us, and it's kind of a sad thought of the fact that we beat him in the last game against us, and he didn't even play.
Yeah.
So it kind of waters down that victory, even though we still are 3 of the last 4 against Green Bay, and we beat him all in last season.
Yeah. So it's no different. Brett Favre, but as much of a prima donna and as a little girl that he is, he's still a Hall of Famer. He was what? Late first-round pick. He was all pissed.
Number 24, because I was watching it this morning. They were talking about
24. Kobe Bryant. Where you
going? Ironic weekend. Kobe and he retires.
I'm just saying, Hall of Fame career.
Oh, absolutely.
Got to. So, but all right. So the schedule's out, yes. and it's funny that you said that because a coworker asked me, "So you're gonna make a prediction on the Bills and Bears right now?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "That's like months away."
That for the show.
I'm like, I don't know.
No.
I don't want to do a prediction because I don't know. Okay, so let's just say, God forbid, Caleb Williams goes down. That's going to change whatever we say here.
That is definitely true.
Or let's say Luther Burden goes down, or we lose Loveland, or Devin Bush goes down. So
don't you put that negative juju in the street.
It's either I say that or I go off of my John Morant 9mm Glock handgun.
Okay.
But I would say, if you want to do a prediction, you can.
Now, are you willing to say who you think is going to win or lose, or are we not going to have a first part of the show?
I mean, I can give an input. It's just
what do you think our final record's going to be? That's what I mean.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought you meant you wanted to break it down.
No.
Statistic,
no, we're going to do that during the season, like we did all of last year. Of who we think is going to be the player of the game, what the final score is, which we never got right.
Yeah.
So,
and remember, it took us 24 weeks to say Monungai. But anyways, I think given losing 7 to 8 key players on defense, I think we're still a solid 10-win season. I mean, I just don't think you lose that many pieces and all of a sudden you just go and duplicate what you did. I think a solid 10 because the nucleus is there, the foundation is there,
the offense.
I think we're at least a 10-win season. Whether or not we win the North, who knows? It's still too early for me to predict that, and I am not one of those fans that say, "Oh yeah, we're going to kick ass," because we said that so many years, and we just sit there.
Last year, we actually thought we were going to go the opposite direction. And we ended up winning the North, which the funny part is when Caleb got drafted and the schedule that we had, when we had the easiest schedule in the league, we thought we were going to be a 10-win season, 10-win team, and we didn't. Yeah, we went the opposite direction because Matt Eberflus was still our coach. But then
we get Viagra the next year.
Yeah, otherwise known as Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams.
That one I worked on.
You see how it works.
Yeah,
but
it made you hard. Anyways, go ahead. See, got him. I don't
know what we're gonna do with this guy. So, but I don't think we're gonna. Everybody thinks, that the Bears are gonna regress and stuff like that. I don't think so because one, it's the same offense. Even though we lost our offensive coordinator to Baltimore, it doesn't matter because he wasn't calling the plays. The guy that's calling the play is still there. So Caleb Williams still has the same guy. Caleb Williams' top target wasn't DJ Moore, so losing him isn't going to hurt as much. Is Rome Odunze fully healed from the foot injury? How much more does Colston Loveland advance? And now is Rome going to be okay being wide receiver 1? How much does Luther Burden keep going? And what are we getting from Xavier Thomas?
So a question, not to get off topic. So we talk about so-and-so moving into RB1, WR1, LB1, Mike linebacker. Roman Dunze was already running routes. Just because he may be the WR1, I don't think that's going to be a problem for him because when DJ wasn't doing good, Caleb looked for him anyway. So
that is true. He was before Colston Loveland came along. Rome Odunze was
the predecessor to DJ Moore.
Caleb Williams' prime target. DJ Moore was just okay. They're not paying attention to him. I'm still going to get my yards. I'm still going to get my catches. So when we needed a first down, it seemed like he was always there. And then, of course, old reliable in Cole Kmet, where they're going to pay attention to Colston.
Yep.
You're forgetting about somebody, and we still have our running backs. We still have DeAndre Swift, who is a 1,000-yard rusher. So I think we're in a good position. Hopefully our offensive line, losing Dahlman to retirement and Pillow getting hurt that may be the reason why our offense regresses, is because Caleb doesn't have the same protection from the offensive line like he did last year before injuries kind of got in the way.
Yeah.
And hopefully he doesn't have to do his Houdini acts and we monkey stomp them right out the gate.
I mean, But with all that being said, I think the only time that you have to question is like okay, let's just put the pressure on Devin Bush. He's going to step in to be the Mike linebacker. We don't know if Edwards is back yet, but I don't see our offense dwindling.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't. I'm more concerned about our defense, and we've talked about that so many times.
I read an article that like the amount of muscle that Austin Booker's putting on may be the reason why we didn't go get a defensive end. We didn't have to. In 6 games, he was a game wrecker. Just like I said previously, just ask Jordan Love. And Sweat was still getting to the quarterback. He might not have had the sack numbers, but he was still causing the pressures.
Mm-hmm.
And you add more pieces there in Dennis Allen's defense more, and then you add a whole new secondary. Because basically we didn't have Gordon and JJ last year due to injuries. If they're 100%, now you've got a younger, faster safety core. So as long as our defense holds up, because there was a lot of games, our offense got it done, and the defense shit the bed.
I don't know if it was last show or the show before this, but I said I'm waiting for week 3 of preseason. That's when everybody's going to play.
That was last week.
A large number. Remember, I drink a lot.
That's all right. Now you have a nice coffee mug to put it in.
And the broccoli tastes very good out of it. Preseason number 3 is where everybody plays at least the half, right?
Yeah.
At least. And that's when we will determine between you and me more predictions and what we think.
That is another thing I'll give our team credit for, especially under Ben Johnson, is that he doesn't sit people like Caleb Williams is going to play during the preseason. Because to me, that is the mistake a lot of teams make. You don't play one of your starters the whole preseason, and then week 1, they're kind of rusty, and it opens them up to injury.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed.
So, and if you're building an offense, why wouldn't you be there?
Yeah,
that's why I love the fact that every one of our key starters was at OTAs.
Yep.
Caleb doesn't have the diva mentality of, I don't need to show up until the season starts.
But they were already practicing in SoCal before. You see what he did, SoCal? You see it? See, I'm hip. That's twice. I'm going to make him do a spit take, even if I have to grab his penis. But anyways, no, I'm just saying, but they were already out there working together, including the rookie. Got him out there. So, to me, I'm not afraid of our offense, or I'm not worried about our offense. Just you have to wait to see after you lose 7 or 8 players on defense. You have to just see. So
and I mean, we picked up 2 guys just yesterday in. I think his first name is pronounced Salvon Ahmed, running back from Miami. And then we picked up the safety that used to play for Green Bay. So,
yep. And we brought in a special teams ace from the former Kansas City Chiefs star.
Yes.
Yep. So
the corner.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. So I'm unprepared drinking. But anyways. Sorry, I'm so stoked about the new merch, dude.
She outdid herself. I mean, we've got keychains. I think I might have one of the keychains on me. Keychain like this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I really just, we always give a bro hug, and now I know it's a mess because it was the keychain that was poking me.
All right. So,
who, in your opinion, sir, has the biggest weight on their shoulders for the offense this year? What person or coach?
There's only really one answer, and that's Caleb Williams, because he progressed from year 1, and he's now in the MVP conversation. He's now deemed a superstar in the league, where are we getting Joe Burrow or are we getting Trevor Lawrence? We're elite, or we got Bryce Young gets benched, and then we got to look somewhere else. I like the fact that he's the clear-cut guy. There is no doubt who our QB1 is, of the fact that I know a lot of people questioned him in season 1 unjustly because he was getting the shit kicked out of him.
The offensive line, what the fuck are you supposed to do?
He still put up decent numbers his rookie year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Second year, I think he got shafted on, like, he should have been in the MVP conversation. In all honesty, I would have put him in that conversation over Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was in there along with Stafford, May, and C-Mac. Why wasn't he there?
Mm-hmm.
Because 8 games he won us.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't of, if he wasn't there, wouldn't happen.
Oh God, yeah.
No offense to Tyson Bagent, wasn't going to happen. It just, he doesn't have the same clutch DNA. Otherwise, he would have beaten out Justin Fields. So,
and that's just the Ben Johnson effect.
Yes, Ben Johnson. Do you remember the Thanksgiving Day game where he made the comeback and we still lost because our defense gave it away? And you see Ben Johnson just standing there on the sidelines watching Caleb Williams go to work.
So what he's referring to is the year before Ben Johnson left Detroit for us.
And then, look how quickly he took the job, because he could have taken any job. Supposedly, he was on the plane with Tom Brady. He could have taken the Raiders job, and we would have either been stuck with Eberflus a year longer, or who knows. But Ben Johnson picked Chicago. Chicago wanted Ben Johnson and went and got him, because there's numerous times in players, coaches, we've wanted them. We've brought them in for interviews. They go somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a match made in heaven so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we're going to keep progressing, because he takes no shit.
I mean, live TV, he told Caleb Williams, shut the fuck up. I mean, people, if you don't want, through the headset, he's like, or no, he mouthed it. He's like, shut the fuck up.
And, he technically said it through the headset. Right. It was just caught on camera.
I mean, but this, he said, first ever head coach of a storied franchise telling the franchise quarterback, shut the fuck up. Not, hey, calm down.
Yeah. And you had us lose the first 2 games, and everybody questioned, is this really the guy? And then he calls out his entire team going into week 3, and we became a completely different team. That and CJ Gardner-Minshew.
How many games we started off with how many? And then we got robbed at Baltimore. Let's not even go there. We got robbed at Baltimore, and then we what? 5 times? Okay, 5 times. 5 times.
That's why we get along. The wrestling and me. Maybe this is pins and wins, because we keep going with the wrestling references.
I mean, I could bring out the 17-inch python. What are you going to do?
24-inch pythons. Get it right.
No, I got 17.
Well, that's fair, but
just go with it.
I said that with our season, to be the man, you got to beat the man. We have that opportunity because we have the toughest schedule in the entire league. So everybody wanted to say, you had a cakewalk last year. Bullshit. Still had to come back and win those games.
And we did. So you say Caleb has the most weight on his shoulders of offensive player.
I do.
Okay.
Because if we fail, it's going to be on him. Ben Johnson has the leeway of, if we regress, as long as we don't take a huge downfall, he's not going anywhere. Yeah. But if Caleb Williams starts screwing up, starts throwing interceptions, because remember, he barely threw interceptions last year, with the fact that I think it was like 6 games before he got his first interception. And if we don't win, obviously everybody keeps talking about that he didn't get the 4,000 yards last year, even though it doesn't matter. He was 70 yards away. We won the division, and we won the wild card game against our rival.
Yep.
What more do you want from a guy other than lifting the Lombardi, which if, say it again, DJ Moore runs that route right, or I still fully believe if Colston Loveland hadn't gotten hurt on that one play, the first down would have gone to him.
The what ifs, could have,
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say, let's just before I give my offensive the guy, let's just say for some odd reason, Caleb Williams starts off kind of shitty, right? And let's just say he gets benched. Every single Bears, hold on, every single
Bears have to get hurt to get benched.
Right, no, hear me out. Every single Bears fan heart is just going to drop. My friend Sean Glass from Pennsylvania is going to put on Facebook. I think I just heard Will and Jeff fall to the ground.
Every time they lost, we got a thing on Facebook.
Or when what's his name when Justin Fields got hurt once. Yeah. I just want to say one little story. Peyton Manning got benched in Denver, came back to win the Super Bowl. That's all I want to say. Okay, Peyton Manning got benched. He came back to win the Super Bowl. So my offensive person who I think has the most weight on their shoulders. You ready for this? Because we did not discuss this. We knew what we were doing.
Are we doing an offensive and a defensive player? Okay. All right. No. I was just asking because then I got to mentally think of who the defensive player is. But go ahead.
Yeah. Anyways, you ready for this one?
Uh-huh.
Luther Burden. Now ask me why.
Why?
So, Luther Burden.
Tell me why. Sorry. You this time.
Wow. I just never thought you would have done a boy band.
My sister was
I guess you still wear underoos. Anyways.
Superman.
So last year, Luther Burden dropped to the second round. He was pissed, and he puts out this tweet, which I do not like this stuff. What are you going to do when your boy gets 2 tutties and 220 yards? I'm like,
3 touchdowns, 200 yards. Get it right.
Whatever. So anyway, but he started off slow.
Yeah.
But then whatever happened, he became a major asset because if you remember, Oz took over, right?
Yes, he did.
So then Luther Burden comes in. Now we lost DJ Moore, right?
Got to step up.
Rome's going to step up to number Luther. 1. We already seen what Loveland can do. So now, to me, we already know what our running backs are going to do. We know Monunga is going to be the starter eventually in the season, right? We know Caleb is going to be solid. Where is that other option, right? We don't know what's going to go on with Cole Kmet or a new whatever tight end.
Roush.
Yeah, him too. I think Luther Burden needs to go off because that is the job of the number 2 because you can move him into the slot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can move him anywhere. I think Luther Burden needs to step up and he needs to be productive, whether it's going over the middle, taking a hard hit, or catching a short 5-yard for a first down.
In the immortal words of Randy Moss, take the ball deep, take the top off the defense.
Okay. I mean, but I was thinking about it, and I'm like, Monunga, but we all know he's going to surpass. It's just what it is. He's going to take. And we know Rome is going to be the number 1. I think this is the time for Luther Burden, the 2nd or 3rd or 4th, whichever, to step up and to be that guy. Like every other wide receiver 1 has had a guy.
Correct.
So there we go. That's mine.
And it's just every time the ball ended up in his hands, he was just making a huge play, cut this way and then cut back that way, and getting the huge amount of yards needed to either get a first down or chew up yards. So yeah, I fully understand that one, and I'm looking forward to it because, I mean, I just wish he doesn't decide to change numbers again since he had 3 different numbers last year.
But I just think what happened, I don't know the coaching staff. I mean, we had a hell of a coaching staff, and I just think they all went to him and said, "Hey, listen, you're going to get your time." And I think that's what needs to happen. I think that's my offensive player with the most weight on his shoulders.
All right. So since I got to start with the offense, who is your defensive player with the most pressure?
So, first I was going to go with Kobe, right? I was going to go with Kobe, but then I'm just like, no, because he did very well in Seattle. He got a Super Bowl. I think the defensive person with the most weight on their shoulders, and I did think about this, Devin Bush.
So,
Devin Bush. I'm going to tell you why.
Why? I didn't do it this time.
I'm
you
waiting.
Only got one.
I know. Come on.
You only got one.
Come on, Backstreet. Ain't nothing but a... Okay, anyway. He's stepping into a...
For the longest time, I thought this ain't nothing but a party. The longest time.
Listen, quit doing drugs. Anyways. Or if not, just share.
You got to figure that was like 20 years ago, or almost 30 years ago.
Yeah, he knows exactly. Anyways.
Like I said, my sister was obsessed with them. I had to take her to friends to a concert before I ever moved to this area. Yeah.
Okay, so Devin Bush, I've said it numerous times. He was a former first round pick, highly scouted from Penn State. Injuries, Chicago was like, you are our new middle guy because we lost Edmonds. We don't know about TJ Edwards, and Edwards has been in the league long enough. He's coming off a gruesome injury.
Yeah.
That injury, I don't even want to talk about that. I won't even watch it. So they said, you're going to be the Mike linebacker. For all those who don't know what the Mike linebacker is, it's the guy who he has the blue dot on the helmet. He calls the plays. Shut up.
Sorry.
I'm colorblind. Okay. And he has not only to step into a role that is synonymous with Chicago defense, the middle linebacker.
Sure.
I think that, this is his opportunity that he will never get again in his NFL career. And I think that everything is going to rely on him. He has to know all the schemes. He has to know the audibles to call. He has to know where everybody has to line up. He has to know everybody's job. And I think he's up for the challenge. But I also think that, in my opinion, the defensive guy with the most weight on his shoulders is Devin Bush.
Ready for my answer?
Oh, wait, hold on. Tell me why.
Bravo. Other than Dennis Allen, because obviously the defense did not hold up their end of the bargain last year. My answer is Austin Booker. Because there had to be a clear-cut reason we did not draft or sign, trade for a defensive end to put on the other side of Montez Sweat. Everybody understands what Sweat can do. He's shown it since he's been in the league. Austin Booker showed glimpses of it last year. Kind of showed it in the preseason the year before, but Matt Eberflus, for some reason, said, I like seeing what you can do in the preseason, but I'm not going to play him.
He killed Buffalo.
I forget. Weren't we at that game?
We were.
Yes, we were. And that's where we met some of our BWO brothers.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But yes, Austin Booker, if he can put a full season just wrecking shop, whether it's to get the sack numbers, but mostly pressure on the quarterback. And let's look at the quarterbacks he's going to be the opportunity to wreak havoc. Bryce Young.
Hold on. You're really just going to...
No, I'm going with the list of quarterbacks.
No, you're just going to throw your wife's favorite team under the bus.
Yes. Well, they got him week 1. What do you want me to do? Then you've got whoever the hell Minnesota decides to put up there, whether it's going to be the little person, Kyler Murray, if he decides to stop playing Call of Duty, or J.J. McCarthy, who only succeeds when John Harbaugh does underhanded shit. And then we've got the Jets with, I'm assuming it's going to be Geno Smith. Then we get Green Bay. That's where he's going to be the boogeyman towards Jordan Love again. Atlanta, whoever the hell they're going to pick. New England, he's going to wreak havoc and help Caleb show that he was, in fact, a better quarterback, regardless of who made it to the Super Bowl. Then you've got Seattle, which is Sam Darnold going to have another season like he did last year. Baker Mayfield against Tampa Bay, primetime game. Then we got our bye week. New Orleans, Tyler Shuck, who knows what he's going to be. And then we've got Detroit. Jared Goff, which Jared Goff is it? It's going to be early or the Jared Goff that makes mistakes. Jacksonville, the battle of the number ones, Trevor Lawrence. Miami, is Willis really the guy? And then we've got
who's he throwing to? Everybody's gone. Oh, I guess David and Shane will run. Okay, gotcha.
And well, he's going to have to, and I guess that's why they decided to pay him. And then the quarterback battle that Josh Allen. If you can wreak havoc to Josh Allen, I mean, there's your major test, and then Love again, and then we finish with Jared Goff. And Jared Goff is always, 5 interceptions at the end of the season. So he's got the most pressure for the defense because we didn't go get somebody, and maybe he's the reason why.
That's a very good point. Because we have talked not only on the show, but obviously through text and in person. Mm-hmm. Why did we not make a move? And I do believe it was you who said on the show, there's got to be a reason. There's something behind the scenes that we don't. And, I think that you are right, because if they're saying Austin Booker, you have shown blah, 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 it is your turn now to blah, 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 that will open up the defense a lot.
Absolutely. And it's going to open up things for the linebackers. And then the secondary just got to stay there, clean things up, and if we got 32 turnovers with an older secondary, imagine what we're going to do with the youngest, fastest secondary in the league.
Mm-hmm.
And
with Cinnamon
and the cookies and cream combination. So I'm looking forward to it, because there was rumblings Vegas wanted Booker in any deal that we were going to give them besides draft picks for Max Crosby. As much as I love Max Crosby, I'm glad we didn't, because you can ask him. I've talked about Booker and the potential that he has since he got drafted out of Kansas.
Mm-hmm.
After I did the research of who he is, and then he showed it during preseason, and then we had a coach who had his head up his ass decide we're not going to use him, and how'd that work out for you, Matt? And you get fired a year later.
But that's why he wanted to become a defensive coordinator and then got fired from that.
Yeah, after we monkey stomped him, he should have gotten fired. But all right, breakout star. Who is your breakout star for the offense this season?
Oh, that's simple. Monangai. I'm predicting that Monangai. I know he only had like 500, 600, 700 yards, right, last year,
something like that.
Monangai is going to go well over 1,010 tutties, because I'm just saying. He was a 7th-round pick out of Rutgers last year. We were like, why did we just draft another running back when we still have Roschon Johnson? Well, now we know why Roschon Johnson is going to be gone.
Yeah, I don't think
I don't think he's going to make it.
He's going to get cut because
that one guy
you don't bring in a running back, and didn't they draft one as well? So why would you do that if you're going to give Rojo the chance, which if injuries derailed his,
I think it's going to be Kyle Monangai. He's going over $1,000. He's just going to light it up.
He had 783 yards on 169 rushing attempts, an average of 4.6, and he had 5 touchdowns.
And that was backup.
Yeah. So he didn't even start out.
He's going to be the starter eventually. We know it. That's not a shot at Taylor Swift's other boyfriend. I'm just saying.
That's her brother.
Why?
Well, because they got the same last name.
So your last name is White. You don't think there's other Whites out there?
Well, yeah. That probably was chances are I'm probably related to some of them. But yeah, I agree with you. I think he'll be the feature back.
$1,000 and over 10 tutties rushing. I'm not saying receiving, 10.
And do you think he's going to get any receiving touchdowns?
Oh, yeah, fuck yeah.
I mean, they already show clips of him and Caleb throw, and not just like a check off. He's down the field type runs. So it's kind of like what we what we had with was Tariq Cohen before his injuries derailed him. It's just, is this a rebirth of the combination of Tariq Cohen and Jordan Howard? It's just DeAndre Swift is a hell of a lot better running back than Howard ever was, because he's explosive. When he hits the hole, he hits home.
And not to cut you off, and I'll give you the spot back in that. Remember, I don't know what the turning point was, but DeAndre Swift was like, I better get my shit in gear, and he started running
Absolutely.
better. So I'm just saying, Monangai, one more time.
And not only just running it, those long runs.
Yes, absolutely.
Because that can break down the defense as well, because one, you got to chase the guy, and then two, that you think you've got him stopped, and then sorry, I like it. Yeah, I make this.
The first one, you said like slump. It's like when you
think you're about to hit the wall, and then you do a zip.
No. You made the sound of like when you get like the little can of Vienna sausages, and then you go the sludge. But anyways, 4.
Oh shit! I'm out of drink, so I can't.
This without grabbing his penis. All right,
I appreciate that, by the way.
So. Are you on the Monangai bandwagon, or who do you think?
Oh, I like Monangai, but he's not my pick. There is only one pick for me, and it's my man crush on the team, and that is Colston Loveland. Because you figure he had like the second most yards of all rookies, if I'm correct, after Tack McMillan. I mean, he had over 700 yards. It wasn't even the guy at the beginning of the season. The whole, we drafted the wrong tight end. How did that work out for Indianapolis? Of the fact that, and Colston's been in the lab from the beginning, and then him and Caleb just have that connection. It's like Caleb had a connection with Roman Dunze coming out of the draft. And then he got his go-to guy in Colston Loveland, which I was one of the ones that I wanted Warren. And then I started listening to analysts when the draft was getting really close, and they mentioned this Loveland kid. So I started watching clips. I'm like, I'm not mad about it that we drafted him, because one thing that Ben Johnson knows, he knows tight ends. Ask Detroit when they got Sam Laporta, completely transformed their offense. Ben Johnson leaves. What happened to Laporta? He disappeared. I mean, I know injuries didn't help, but he still disappeared. Colston Loveland's going to be that guy. And if you pay attention to him, tag team partner, Cole Kmet, still there, having the home run swing loaded up. So Colston Loveland is my breakout star, and I think he is going to be very close, if not passing 1,000 yards. He is definitely going to be very close to it. He is going to be the one that gets the pass that puts Caleb Williams over the 4,000-yard passing, because I think it's going to happen with the weapons that we have.
Nice.
And the number of touchdowns. I think he's going to lead the league in touchdowns. I'm calling it now.
Wow.
He's going to lead the NFL in touchdowns, because when we got into the red zone a lot this year, but then there was a lot of times that we didn't get the touchdown, and Santos or whoever was the kicker when he was hurt decided to get the field goals. He is going to be so wide open many times, because which one are you going to pay attention to? Are you going to pay attention to him? Then Cole is open. You're going to pay attention to the two of them. Then the wide receivers are going to have a field day.
Okay, so I'm going to say this here live on this show. I had no idea what your predictions was. If, and I'm going to say this, and I mean it, if Colston Loveland gets Caleb Williams catch that puts him over 4,000 yards, and if he leads the league in touchdowns, I am going to give you a $100 bill. Right here. I'm going to give you a $100
Okay.
bill.
Colston, let's make it happen, buddy. I need that cheddar.
I'm just saying.
All right.
That's a hell of a friggin' prediction. So if that happens, I will. Okay.
All right. So on the back end, who is going to be your breakout star for the defense?
I'm going to call him out, and I'm going to call out JJ. I'm going to call him out because I know he was hurt last year, and we were like, okay, he came back. He's working through an injury, but then he got hurt again. I'm going to call out JJ. You got your money, but you want some more. We lost all of our defenders. You've been there 4 years? 4 years?
Something like that.
We just went out. We got Kobe Bryant. We got Cinnamon.
He got the bag.
I'm calling out JJ to step up and be that number. That's why you were the number one, right?
Yeah.
I'm calling you out to be that guy.
Sorry, my kid's calling me.
Oh.
But she hung up, so I'm just letting you know that we are recording. Yes, I will be at your game.
Okay.
For watch, if she's gonna watch it, she doesn't love me enough to watch it.
Who's your breakout?
Ready for next prediction time? Our defensive rookie of the year. Malik Muhammad is going to lead the NFL in interceptions. He is going to take Nashawn Wright's spot, and he is going to be.
And you're saying he's going to be the defensive rookie of the year?
Defensive rookie of the year. Because if he leads the NFL in interceptions, how can you debate that?
Okay.
And he's got a chip on his shoulder because he dropped to the 4th round. Everybody questioned his reaction when he got drafted. And I've heard such good things about what he can do. It's not far-fetched that you give Al Harris this kid to work with, who is a 1st to 2nd round talent drafted in the 4th round. And he's going to have the ball hawks in the middle to confuse them. He's going to cause Tyreek Stevenson to lose his job. But yes, I think Malik Muhammad is going to be the defensive rookie of the year.
Okay. I'm going to do this here again live, right? If that happens, if he is the National Football League defensive rookie of the year, I'm going to give you another $100.
Come on, guys, let's make it happen. And hopefully for our sake, they're not going to be there at the NFL honors because they're going to be it's a little busy. But, because that was the funnest NFL schedule leak was the one that's saying that Bills, Bears, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And I showed a couple of people that were like, wait a minute, why does it say what the hell's the name of their city? SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. I'm like, look at the date. We're going to be playing on 3 holidays this year. He doesn't want to give his predictions. I will.
Go ahead.
We're going to be playing on Valentine's Day. We're going to get it right because I think the Rams squeaked by us, and I think we're going to get better on both sides of the ball.
See, I'm not going to make $100 bet with you because I want that to happen, obviously. So I'll buy you some pizza. I'll take you out to lunch.
You just provide me some good grub for our Super Bowl party because we got to have one.
Have you ever had anything bad here except for a shoulder injury? We've never had anything bad here. Well, that's all the time we have for the show. Thank you.
I was going to say there's some heartbreakers because do you forget the Hail Mary?
No,
I was here for the Hail Mary.
I'm talking food-wise.
Oh, no, not one bit. His taco soup is off the chain. It's good stuff.
To cook and I like to drink. If you mix them both.
Hey, especially depending on what time of the day the game is. And unfortunately, the NFL took a lot of the games that we're going to get to watch away from us of watching them together because we got a lot of primetime games. And I'm okay with that because we're the new IT team.
That's right. That's right.
We've got the ascending superstar at quarterback who is going to pass a lot of people in. A lot of analysts have already started drinking the Kool-Aid. Now we just got to give it to the so-called fans because it frustrates me the amount of people that say, "Oh, he didn't have the lowest completion rate of any quarterback." What was the end of the score?
All that matters, because I'd like to say Trent Dilfer won a fucking Super Bowl, and
Rob Johnson won a Super Bowl.
Can we talk about his stats that year? No, okay, we don't want to talk about that. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, continue.
You know, Trent Dilfer, Rob Johnson. No offense to Rich Gannon, they've got Super Bowls. Yeah.
So, I mean, I just want to say completion percentage means shit. But anyways, go ahead.
Touchdowns are what matters. Whether or not you can get one completion in the game, and if it's a touchdown that wins the game, so be it. All right. Anything else you want to get off your chest other than showing off some more of the amazing merch?
I think I'm good. Sorry,
I'm still a little mesmerized, and hopefully the check clears when you give me my $200.
But you do know that that's also taxed.
Taxed?
Yeah, it's taxed.
Hi. I mean, I get taxed on everything else. You know, I get my paycheck taxed, and then the things I buy are taxed.
I'm gonna tell you
you're
what.
You're gonna get us canceled.
I will just do it on the DL. Nobody will know about it. You won't have to claim.
Tell HR.
The IRS won't even come for us, so don't worry about it.
Yep, they're at the front door now.
Yep.
You just got us put on those.
Just remember, Epstein didn't hang himself.
Christ, did he still alive?
Yeah. Oil.
Maybe that's why I think
Before we go, so ladies and gentlemen, I have to think of
Bon Jovi, he's slippery when wet.
I have to think of different ways to make him break character and lose it. So there we go.
All right. So
don't say anything about the Clintons.
All right. So yet again, I am Big Will.
I am JDubbs.
And we are the Bears Broz Podcast. Beast, you already gave your reference.
John Morant.